and thank you for joining us for customer service. This is a class where we're going to talk about how customer service has such an impact on your business, how people see your business, how people talk about your product or service. So let's get started. First thing we want to do is look at the roadmap, which is brought to you by the Nevada Department of Business and Industry. If you're a new business, or if you're an existing business, or if you just have a question about something in business, this is a great place to come to for resources. Please take the time to take a look at it. So, what is customer service? We talk about it, but do we actually know what it means? You've been a customer, you have called a company and had an issue that you wanted to have discussed. How did you feel as a customer? So, what do you need to do to make your customers feel like it was worth the time and effort to call you because they got a solution? Well, the first thing you actually want to do is make sure they feel like they've been heard. They have not been ignored. They have not been talked down to. So, one of the first techniques that you want to use is active listening. Now, what is active listening? It is when the customer service person is quiet and lets the customer get out all of that stuff that they need to get out. The customer is not angry at the customer service representative. The customer is angry at the situation. Make sure that your solutions are clear and understandable to the customer, that when you say you think you've solved the problem, does the customer think you've solved the problem? And also make sure that this time that you have spent together is very positive. The customer may have come to you with a negative attitude, but we want them to leave feeling it was worth their time and effort to actually tell you about a situation that you are now going to straighten out. So let's talk a little bit more about active listening. Active listening is when the customer service rep really focuses on what the speaker is saying, what the customer is saying, and is not interrupting the customer, is not adding an opinion, is not asking questions that the customer is not ready to answer. Many times the customer service representative may have a question that just by listening to the customer speak, that question has already been answered. As for clarifying questions, make sure that the customer feels like this conversation is really a two-way conversation, that the customer service rep is an active part of that conversation. So the customer service representative needs to take some of the phrases, some of the words, some of the thoughts that that customer has, reflect on them, paraphrase them, and speak back to the customer to make sure that the customer service rep, and the customer herself or himself are on the same page, that you're actually talking about and clarifying the actual issue that is being brought before you. Show empathy and understanding. Make sure that the customer feels like he or she is being heard. I had a speaker say once, I called someone, I said, this is the situation. I was hoping that they could clarify the situation. I didn't really expect them to, but just knowing that I could get the information out to them, having them listen to me, having them speak back to me, tell me what their policies and procedures are, what they can and cannot do made me feel so much better. At least I know I got the word out, that they were looking into the situation and told me how far they can go with getting that clarified. That helped me move forward. And so when I heard the speaker talk about that, I thought sometimes good customer service is not that you solve the problem. Good customer service is that you and the customer are on the same page about the solution of the problem, and the solution may be in somebody else's hands, but you are guiding the customer through that process. So, how do you turn customers into brand champions? Well, one of the ways that you do that is that you ask your customer for referrals. If your customer is saying good things about you, don't you want others to know about that too? Don't you want your good customers to become your marketing department? And I mean that sincerely, because I would love for your marketing department to be people who pay you rather than you paying them. And how do you get to have that marketing department that pays you? By doing good work, by continually doing good work, by being consistent in what you're doing, by recognizing the customers that you work with and making those customers feel that they are very special. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be quiet about asking for referrals. If you're doing a good job, and you do this all the time, you go to a restaurant, the food is great. What do? You tell somebody about the restaurant. You saw a great movie. What do? You tell somebody about the movie. You want your customers to do the same thing for you. What did you do? Oh my gosh, this person came in, got this done. It was so efficient, so no dirt left in my house, or my car runs great, or whatever the service it is that you are providing. Make sure your customers feel just over the moon about it. They're so excited about it. And then, yes, you want them telling other people. Find a way to give them, maybe you give them a discount on the next time that you have to do work for them, and maybe you give a small discount or to the new customer coming in. Recommendations, testimonials, referrals, any way that your customers can tell their friends and their colleagues about how good you are. That's what you're looking for. So when you are understanding what the customer needs, and that does sometimes, that really takes that active listening, because you really have to listen to the core of the problem. You're not solving the symptoms, you're solving the core of the problem. What is it that the customer really needs you to solve? What are the pain points that are out there? What are the preferences that they have that you need to explain to them? Yes, they fit in, or no, they do not fit in. What are the expectations that the customer has for you? How do you find this information out? Well, you can find it out very simply by doing surveys. Please understand that some people actually like surveys, and there are some people that actually do not. If you are doing a survey, please make it short and very simple, easy to complete. Ask no more than 5 questions and get the surveys back to give you a feel for how your customers feel about your services. Have a conversation with your customer. What a great idea. Actually talk to your customers. That's fantastic. You can get so much good information just talking to them. Use social media. Be careful when you use social media. If you're using words only, Be very careful how you put those words together so that they are not misinterpreted. If you are using video, keep the concentration on the good points of your business. Social media is a double-edged sword. Let's not ever have to use that other edge. Let's always keep it positive and helping it help us move our business forward. So, excellent customer service is personal, it's responsive, it's consistent, and it's proactive. Personal in the sense that, yes, you hear me, you're listening to me, you're actually responding to me, you're actually answering my questions, you're actually having a conversation with me. Every time I call your customer service department, they are always top notch, they're always responsive, they're always professional, and that something gets done. Proactive. They need to make sure that there is an action attached to this conversation. So you most times when people call into customer service, it's because of an uh-oh. I didn't like this. This thing didn't go well. Something happened that this person was late. They didn't have this tool, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. It could be a very small thing that turns into a big issue for the customer. It could be a very big thing. But you actually want to make sure that as the representative, you are listening very carefully, back to that active listening that we talked about at the beginning, that you empathize with them, that you listen to what they're going through and understanding it from their point of view. If you need to apologize, apologize. If the repair person was late, apologize for that person being late, even if it was due to an accident that happened or something happened to the truck or they were longer at one customer and didn't get to you on time. Understood, but you're recognizing that that was something that irritated your customer and that you are apologizing for that so they understand that yes, you get it, you get their point. Resolve the issue. That's the biggest point. Resolve the issue. I called you because I have this as a problem. Please solve this problem. Solve the problem, not the symptom. Make sure you're getting to the core of the problem and get that taken care of. That's that activity that comes after the conversation. That's that activity that says, yes, something is going to happen that will turn this problem into a solution. And then make sure that you follow up with the customer. Make sure that the customer knows that it is not, they don't need to talk to you only when something goes badly. What you need to do is keep that relationship open with your customer so that the customer feels very comfortable talking to you about your product or service and, again, referring people to you. So, how do you get your team to the point where they said, we got this? Well, first and foremost, always is training. Make sure that your team understands what the customer values are, what the company's customer service values are, what the company stands for as a company, how they treat their customers. It's extremely important that your customer service rep know that forwards and backwards so that when they speak to your customer, they are speaking for the company. Encourage your employees to make decisions that will benefit the customer. Never against the policy of the company, but definitely for the solution of the problem. And then reward your good people for doing a good job. If you have a great customer service representative out there, then maybe that customer service representative needs to be able to teach some of the others some of the techniques used, so that you not only have a great customer service representative, but you have a great customer service department. And then how do you know this is working? You were talking about all this stuff that we're doing to help out the customer. How is helping out the customer helping you? Well, did you get more referrals? Did your sales go up? Are people saying positive things about your social media posts? That's how we create what we call raving fans, or we call the brand advocates out there, or we call our marketing department. It doesn't matter what we call them, it matters that we have them. So take the time to think about some of these things. What do you need to do to implement them in your company, so that when people speak your company's name, they speak it with a smile on their face? They speak it ready to tell someone else about the good things that you have done. And keep in touch with us. We have a virtual classroom. Here's the QR code. And you can go there and you can look at all the different classes that you can find there. This class included, obviously, but there are so many others, and we have them in English and in Spanish. We also have a podcast called the Midlife Podcast, and it's a place where people of the community, organizations, government agencies, small business owners come in, and we talk about issues that you as a small business owner can run up against. They bring their experience, they bring their knowledge, they bring some fun stories. And if you think that you've got something that you would like to share with us, please get in contact with us. If you are not a client of the Small Business Development Center, I would highly recommend that you do that. That you go there, you sign up as a client, and you get that one-on-one advising that they offer. Make sure when you sign up that you say you're signing up from a recommendation from us, and it says UNR extension. UNR cooperative extension, I think, is the wording that they use. So yes, say that's where you found out about us and that you are signed up. If you are already a client of the Small Business Development Center, make sure that you keep in contact with your advisor. So if you're doing this for the first time, you're going to go here to New Client Sign Up, and you're going to click on that and just fill out the information. So thank you very much for taking the time to talk with us and to go through the customer service class with us. If you have some ideas of classes that you think that you would be interested in learning about, please let us know. We are here to support you. Thanks.